types of classes, because this is a way to make things even more powerful. And that is, you can keep your classes or your objects that you create based on a class in a list as a collection. So for example, with the car analogy, with the car class, I could create a list. Remember, lists can keep anything in them. So if I want to put these in a list, now I can just append to the list, and then I'm creating a instance here, a four-wheel car with the name Ford, or with the make Ford. Again, four-wheel car with the name Honda. And then if I want to do something, let's say I want to do an oil change every 6 months on all of my cars, and I have 1,000 cars in that list. All I have to do then is call the oil change. I can do a for each and call the oil change method on each of those cars. Boom, 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 boom. And it just updates all of them very quickly. So I can iterate through these again. So rather than doing things this way, where I'm creating a separate variable for each of these, let's do things differently. And I'm going to create a list of cars. I could use a dictionary, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to use a simple list. And I'm going to say li cars dot append. There's one. Li cars dot append the second one. Now I have 2 cars in my list. Copy. So I have, let's say, for date night, I have a Mercedes. So now, let's say I want to drive li cars dot, or not dot, but let's say I want to take the Volvo and I want to drive that Volvo 200 miles. And then let's say I want to take the Mercedes. Let's take the Mercedes out on date night, drive it. Let's drive it 35 miles. Let's say I want to do a quick check of how many miles or how many gallons of gas I have left in the tank. So print how many gallons left. Let's say for each. For OB car, for each object car in li cars, let's print, let's get an F string going here, the OB car dot str car make has OB car int car gas left. Okay, so now I'm going to go through all of my cars after I drive them and check and see how many gallons I have left. Okay, so I bought the cars. That's the instantiation. I create them, and then I drive each of the 2 cars. One 200 miles, one 35 miles. How many gallons do I have left? The Toyota has 20 left. The Volvo has 10, and the Mercedes has 18 and a quarter gallons left. So that's a really powerful way to do things. Now, I can do this. I could instantiate those into a variable and then put them in the list, but I don't have to. I can just create them as an appendage to the list. Notice, at the time, on line 18 here, when I create a car that's 4 wheels and a Toyota, that is when it is calling the initialization method of that class. So that method gets executed the minute that object gets created. And in this code, that object is getting created when I put it into the list.